Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com. And it looks like I have a messy desk, but there's actually method in this madness. So I'm very happy to be with you here tonight. We are already in December. Can you believe it? Wow. The time is totally flying by. But I am very grateful to be where I am. We're having a cold snap here in San Antonio, which is always very, very welcome because, well, I like to tell people we basically have three seasons in San Antonio. We have spring, summer, and fall, but we have a lot of summer. So it feels like 6 months of summer, 3 of spring, and 3 of fall. So our weather is more fall for most people. But for us, it feels rather wintry. Let's see. Am I in the right spot? I think I am. Ah, yes, I am. I am live. Okay. Woohoo. Hey, Jackie, I'm glad you're here with me tonight. Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to feature some online exclusives tonight. And I have some online exclusive brochures here. And truth be told, this white paper I'm featuring, there's the bundle for my greetings. But this white paper, I'm trying to remember now. Hey, Eve, I'm glad you're here with me tonight. I'm trying to remember. This is the Silent Snowfall paper that I'm featuring tonight. And you know, I'm like everybody else. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing as to whether it is an online exclusive or a mini catalog. So I'm featuring a stamp set tonight that is from the September online exclusives. And it's this lovely winter scenes, perfect for this time of year. Now, let's see. I thought I had all my ducks in a row. That's what I always, that's kind of the story of my life. Always trying to get my ducks in a row, but as soon as I get them in a row, some of them start wandering off. So there is, hey, Corinne, I'm glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for sharing my video. Let me take this binder clip off so that we can look and see. So there is the stamp set I'm featuring tonight. And these are the cards we made during my Zoom bingo last night. So my Zoom bingo is a monthly event, and we are typically the third Wednesday of the month. And we had a little bit of a challenge with the mail in November and with December being what it was going to be. Yeah. Anyway, we played bingo last night. We always have a set of 3 make and take projects, and I always feature stamps from the online exclusives. But I also featured this Silent Snowfall paper, and I'm down to just a few sheets left because I also featured it. I have some coming. I also featured it rather heavily in my kit for Candy's card class this month. So let me I don't want it to be too confusing here. So now these, I always have, so Candy's Card Club, we always have at least 2 fun folds. But then here, you can see where this is that same paper, Silent Snowfall. I think you get maybe 6 sheets. It's only $10. It's 12 by 12. So here I've used it in the background again. Here I added, I ran it through the Stamp and Cut and Emboss, and you can see that when you run it through the Cut and Emboss, and I added some ink here, but it still maintains the impression. The impression is fairly light. It's not heavy. It's actually quite delicate. So now that was that was one of my free with purchase extra cards with the Wonder, what's it called? Light and, hey Yolanda, I'm glad you're here. Light and Light and Wonder, I think it's called, which is what I'm using for Card Club this month. Okay, so back to here. So I really kind of went on a bit of a lark here with using this. Now, I wanted to show you tonight that you can actually stamp on this paper. You wouldn't think so because of the impression. And this is not run through a folder. You know, it comes like that. So I think this is fantastic if you don't have a Stamp and Cut and Emboss, or if you just don't want to take the time to run it through, you can just punch it out and then actually stamp on it. Even here, I ran it through, and you see how nicely the words come out? So I think it's pretty stellar, and I'm actually going to case this card, but do it a bit different. So I used 3 of the 4 images in this stamp set. If you don't have this yet, I think it's a really nice one to have. It's probably in the last chance list. Let me look it up really quick. No, it's not. Okay, this is not on the last chance list. Woohoo! Okay, so nothing I'm sharing with you tonight is on the last chance list, except for I'm going to bring in a little bit of this ribbon. Hey, Jolene, welcome from, I bet you're in the snow in Minnesota. So I thought I wanted to bring this in. So I'm going to feature this paper. I'm going to feature this stamp set. I didn't use this image, so I'm going to use that one tonight. And although in the brochure, the beautiful examples that Stampin' Up! Gives us, these images have been colored in. I think that will, number one, I'm not big on coloring in a lot. I want quick and easy. So if I'm going to color in, it's going to have to be probably quicker than that. I love the artwork on this. And to me, it's like a pen and ink drawing, and is beautiful on its own in black and white, which is why I did these that in the black and white. Now, a couple of other things before we start stamping. So these are the in colors that will finish this year. This particular paper is the Unbounded Love, and it actually went out. It sold out before I was shortly before I was mailing my packets, but that was okay because all my people had what they needed for this. But I think this is a really nice idea if you have the Unbounded Love paper, and you might think of these as like springy colors. They actually work really, really well for winter because they bring you a bit of that soft color that I like for winter projects. So the other thing I'm featuring is this Banner Sayings bundle. Now this is in the newest, the November online exclusive. Now remember, we get a new set of online exclusives every 2 months. So these come pretty quickly. And this is, in my opinion, a must-have. If you do not have this, you definitely want to put it on your list. Oh yeah, my punch is here. I know some people get just the punch, but I think these are stellar sayings, and I think it's a must-have. And you know, with the bundle, you get 10% off. So I'm like, you know, why not? So Jolene says it was -9 this morning. It's a balmy 13 now. Oh my lands. You know, that's just a totally different way of life. Those of us in South Texas, yeah, we can't even imagine. And my husband's from Florida. I oftentimes say he has orange juice in his veins because when it starts getting chilly here, he's like, yeah, this is a little bit much. Okay. Now, before we, no, I guess we can move on. So my project packet is right here. So like I said, I'm going to case myself, but I'm going to change things up a little bit. I am going to use Petunia Pop, but this time I'm going to pair it with the lovely, ever so lovely, Misty Moonlight. Now, Misty Moonlight and Petunia Pop are a really nice color combo. I have scored this is a half sheet of cardstock. And so this is 11 by 4 1/4. I've scored it at 5.5 and 4¼ and 5½. And that is going to make what we call a book binding fold. So I'm going to just turn this one back here and crease it really, really well. And then I would typically put seal here, but I am just going to grab my green glue. And when you are doing the bookbinding fold, I would recommend that you have Seal Plus in here, or green glue, or a lot of seal, because you don't want this to pop open. So that is just going to go down like this. Yay, it's not squidging out. Now, I am going to use that pretty white Silent Snowfall paper, but I'm also, instead of just using Misty Moonlight cardstock, I'm using a designer paper. Now look at what's on the other side. This is a designer paper that's actually in our annual catalog, and you might not think. This actually, to me, is great for winter cards. So you have these kind of camping images and feel. This, I think, is fantastic for. This is just like a flannel jacket or a flannel shirt right now. A nice classic black and white. Acorns are here. And although acorns, sometimes we think of them with fall. I don't know, around here we get acorns a lot more than fall. Here are some green trees. Again, this is very wintry. These are not Christmassy trees. That's on the back of the acorn. So this is actually in the scrapbooking section. But I love, love, love this Misty Moonlight here. I mean, that can be sky. It can be a starry sky. It can be a snowy sky. It can be a watercolor wash. It can be a lot of things. So we're going to put this here like so. And this is 4 by 4. And then this is 4 by 1 1/8. I like to bring that in a little bit. If you'd make this 1, to me, the gap is just a little bit too much. And I like it to be fairly as even as I can get it. So then we are going to put this, I'm going to lay it out before I stick it down. And then this is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So you can see how I'm just stacking my layers here before I glue them down, because I want to make sure everything is the way I want it. And then we are going to put our scene right here. I want to inject a little bit more of the Misty Moonlight. So I think, now this is that gorgeous ribbon that is part of the Peaceful Garden Suite. Now, interestingly enough, the Peaceful Garden paper is not on the last chance list, and the Peaceful Garden Glimmer paper is not on the last chance list, but the stamps and dies are, and this ribbon is. And this ribbon is $1 off. So I think it was $10, and I think it's down to $9. It's really, really pretty. So I think I'm going to do this. I don't think that's too much. I think it's going to work. It is a little bit of a thicker ribbon, but I really like that silver is what I'm wanting to pick up here for a real snowy look. And I think that is going to be just the ticket. And I'm going to purposely cut the tails pretty short because it is a little bit thicker. Okay. Now, the one thing I wanted to try with you guys on camera that I haven't tried yet, so I have a little offcut here, just to experiment a little bit. My stamp is here, and I thought, you know, I did these in black and white. I just wonder how this would look in Misty Moonlight. I think the Misty Moonlight is dark enough to show up, but I confess I did not have time to try this before I came on camera. So we'll just try it out together. Oh, I think I like it. Look at there. Then we have that very cohesive look. Oh yeah, we are going for that. We're just going to add a little bit of extra Misty Moonlight. Now, this is a 2 3/8 circle punch. But like I said, if you wanted to run this through your die cutting machine, it actually doesn't smush out the design. So here is my card club. I got a little glue there. This is my card club sample. And you can see that even running it through Cut and Emboss, the snowflakes remain. So I think those are showing up in my camera. I think I have changed my lighting in here to attempt better, less shadow and less glare. Glare kind of drives me crazy. Hey, Linda, I'm glad you're here. We will take you, Tardy. Okay, so this is the Silent Snowfall paper. Now, I will say this is definitely softens it a bit, and I think that's what's nice about the deep blues when we stamp with them, because where's the card I'm casing? Lord, there we go. So let's just compare. So here's the card I'm casing. Now this is a slightly different image, but you can see how one is much deeper and one is much brighter. But I think, I don't know, maybe we're gonna go, let's try it in both and see what we like best. I think I have another scrap of this over here somewhere. If I can lay my hand to it quickly, we're gonna give it the old college try. And yes, here we go. Let's just see which one we like best. Although this is softer, it might be that sometimes I feel like black will ground something. And so we have a lot of color here, a lot of petunia pop, and a lot of Misty Moonlight, especially since we're adding the ribbon. And it may be that black is going to help ground it. And I will say our cling rubber stamps are going away. Everything will be photopolymer moving forward. But most of us have a fairly good supply of cling rubber stamps. And top tip for making sure that you don't get halos is to ink it upside down. Now you see, it is bolder. It is stronger contrast. So let's just see which one we like better. And let's see, here's the 2 3/8 inch circle. We get it centered ever so nicely. I think I'm going to like the black better. But it's good to know the difference. And one of the things I try to do for you guys is show you things to kind of save you a bit of time and trouble. Oh, I think I'm going to like that better. I would love to hear your take. Tell me what you are thinking. There it is in the black, and here it is in the blue. They're nice. They're both nice. So I know I'm going to stick the layers down, and we're going to keep playing with this. So while I'm sticking layers down, you guys let your voice be heard. Love to hear your thoughts, and we can kind of work on this design together. Again, I am casing a design from my Zoom bingo last night, and I will be shortly releasing my Zoom bingo registration for January. It will be well after all the hubbub of Christmas and the holidays, and we will be back to reality. And for those of you who are in Minnesota, you will be still enjoying lots of snow. And hopefully we will still be having plenty of cool, chilly weather here in San Antonio. Yes, I think that, the black is definitely bolder. It's crisper. The higher contrast, I think, is what makes it. So I appreciate the feedback. And it's amazing how just that little difference, that one little thing will make a rather significant difference, I think, especially if I'm going to put this blue bow on here. But I think I like it. I like it with that. Now with the blue, it was a little bit much. Now the other thing is, I think I'm doing probably my favorite of the word stamps. Well, I shouldn't say my favorite, probably the one I will use the most is consider yourself hugged. I mean, if you're reaching out to somebody who is, you could put happy birthday in there. You could put, I'm thinking of you. You could put, hey, I'm sorry you're going through a rough time. You could put just about anything on, any kind of a message on the inside. But I think consider yourself hugged is just, yeah. It's what we want our hand stamped cards to do. We want them to convey our special feelings, our special thoughts for our special someones. So there it is. And of course in the black, it's very bold there. Now this is the one that I'm casing, and I did You Are Loved there. But let's do Consider Yourself Hugged, and we are going to go this way and just have that little arrow going. Very good. Okay. Now, I haven't put this down yet, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And just a reminder that everything I'm using tonight, except for the ribbon, is not on the last chance list. So fully available. And I still do have a couple of the kits left because I made quite a few for Black Friday. So if you so desire to put in an order of $50 or more, I have some card kits for you from my shaker card, my little shaker card demonstration. And move this over a little bit. I think I got it a little bit off. Right now, well, I say right now, all through the month of December, we have our very first product of the month. So if you get your order up to $75, you can choose, if you wish, to snag the beautiful all blues designer series paper for only an additional $5. Now, when you do that, and you do it at shopwithcandy.com, then I'm going to give you some card kits as well, and I will show you those card kits in a minute. I'm actually including the shaker elements as well, because that's the way I demonstrated them. Let's put that up a little bit like snow. Like so, like snow, like so. Now this, I'm going to put our greeting down flat so that it's going to go right over here. And I think I'm going to bring it all the way to the purple edge. And we are going to pop this guy over here. And then we're going to add a little sparkle. And I think we have created a very, very nice snowy scene. Now, one thing I will say with regard to this Misty Moonlight ribbon, which I felt like the silver was going to be a really nice snowy element. It kind of reminds me of a snowy scene. Is I like to put more than one glue dot down with this because it's a little bit. I don't think it's really thick. It's just a bit wider. Now, let's pop a few of these on here. And hopefully this card is going to deliver the message that I'm wanting to deliver. And that is that I'm sending a hug. In the midst of winter, I'm sending a warm hug there. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. And then I think we're good. See, this is what I wanted. I wanted the rhinestones to pick up the silver over here. Now I could, and I think I will, I'll even add a couple more rhinestones over here on the spine because, why not? Why not? It's one of those go big or go home kind of things. And I think that I'm just going to do it. So that is it. So super quick and easy card. cased from one that I did during my, this is from my make and takes from my bingo event last night. Here it is with a slightly different color scheme. And again, featuring this paper that is just so much fun, Silent Snowfall. So in tomorrow's email, I will have this tutorial. Well, I'll have an inspiration sheet. You'll have the measurements because I'm giving you the instructions here as I share it. So I will have this saved as a video, and I will have all the measurements and the photo for you so that you can be inspired to make some snowy scenes, some wintry scenes. And I will say, just by way of signing off, a couple of things. When you look at the ones that Stampin' Up! Did, you can see that you can make some of these into lake scenes, particularly, well, like a river scene, not a lake. But, well, yeah, I think they did some, I don't know that no, never mind. These are winter scenes. I like trying to make them into other seasons, but I think this one truly is. And so, Jackie, you love bookbinding cards. I do too. They're just so fun. You know, they're just like opening a little book. And you could put white cardstock in here, but on Petunia Pop, I'm like, yeah, I don't need that in there. They are fun, and I'm glad you like the colors. Thank you. Thank you. So just a reminder, Candy's Card Club registration runs through the 12th. So you have one more week to jump into Card Club. And I think I will show you really quickly this little project that I put together and this little class, this mini album. I think I have 1 or 2 spaces left. Registration closes today. So this little mini album is a lot of fun. And just to show you, I started putting some photos in here because of last Christmas. Because all of this is done where they're pockets. Now, I wanted to put some photos of some other folks in here, but sometimes I don't want to show photos of, not everybody wants their photo in here. This is perfect for writing some things, but all of these are pockets. So you could put recipes in here. These are the tags that you make with this class as well. And so you could put all kinds of things in here, but they're all pockets. So if you would like to kind of dip your toe into memory keeping, but you don't want to be sticking down photos and all of that, this is the perfect little book because all of these are pockets. So you can just pop your photos in there and not worry about, sticking them down forever or anything like that. So just enough for a little bit of journaling. Like I said, I think there is 1 spot left, maybe 2. And registration closes today for my mini album and tags class. And of course, if you're using it for memory keeping, you're going to be putting the photos in here well after Christmas. So that is it for today. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Make sure you are on my email list so you get the inspiration sheet for this in tomorrow's news. And I hope you stay warm and in the midst of everything going on that you have time for making some pretty things with stamps, ink, and paper. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and God bless.